Excellent. Okay. Hello, everyone. How's it going? We have a pretty efficient agenda for today. So we'll just kind of get right into it. I'll make sure to admit people as they come in. We are in the midst of finalizing the project. So we have some materials for you. If you did not see the email that was sent out earlier today, we have some new dates and times and social media materials for all of you to promote for the charrettes. So I will just go ahead and pull some of these up so you get an idea. So let me share my screen very quickly. Okay. So you can see here, we have 4 different graphics. Each of these graphics are meant for social media, but they can be adopted elsewhere. So if you have, a newsletter or some other sort of email distribution list or what have you that you'd like to push out, these will be some useful graphics for you. Really, it's about making sure people sign up to the listserv so that we can send them information as the report becomes available or if they need additional resources, that sort of thing. And to explain, we have 2 ways that we're doing the charrettes. One is virtual and the other is in person. The virtual will be online and it will show you what that looks like here in a moment. And that will be open from October 30th through November 12th. And is asynchronous, meaning people can log in anytime and offer their thoughts. The in-person event will be at Cove Community Center on November 9th from 6 to 9 p.m. And we'll have essentially an in-person, tangible, physical version of what you will see in the Padlet. So please start sending this information out to your networks, post that, promote it, try to get people to sign up on the website. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Second, I want to talk about and walk through what the charrette will entail. You all can see my screen here, correct? On the Padlet with the different columns. Okay. So, first of all, this is an online resource that will mirror what we'll see on posters for the Cove event. There is a video explainer that Emily Matillo put together. So when people log in, they can click this and you can see Emily explain how to use the Padlet to offer your ideas. There's also a copy of the assessment itself and some general written description on how to address this Padlet. Then you will see this column on what the community has already suggested. So things that we gleaned from the assessment process, whether that was with focus groups or key informant interviews, different ideas that folks put out there. And you can see the different ideas sort of listed here and color-coded based off of these different areas. One thing I'd like to add for any of this is that you can upvote or downvote an idea. So, and I'm sorry to do this to you again, Dave. We want to bring the circulator back and people really like that. They can indicate that they like it, or similarly, they can put thumbs down on it, and they can also provide their own thoughts. And essentially that's what we're asking for. In the 5 areas of social determinants that we had talked about: economic stability, education, healthcare access and quality, built environment, social and community context, you'll see some of those key graphics and then different data points for consideration. And people can add their own thoughts or ideas for improving community health and wellness and just addressing the needs that were identified. So like I said, there's a video on this. It's pretty user-friendly. Once you start playing around with it, it makes sense. We will also be monitoring the online forum. So if anybody posts things that are inappropriate or offensive, we will remove those. But the idea is that we want to be able to invite the community to participate in this any way they would like. So there's the video explainer, context materials. This is what the Padlet looks like. On the in-person side, you will see here, and I'll go full screen. This is what the posters will look like. The posters are going to be very large. So they will be big posters that people can engage with. We will have staff to answer questions for anybody who comes in. You can see here these suggestions will be in this darker blue column. Those suggestions are the things that were reflected in the Padlet version, ideas that have already emerged. And then you'll see survey insights, how to participate, including a QR code so that individuals can access the report directly on their phone. And we will have green dots and red dots, which will replicate the thumbs up or thumbs down. And then we'll have Post-it notes. So how this will work is, let's say someone has an idea for creating more economic stability in the community, whatever that looks like. They write their idea on the Post-it note. They can post it in this light blue box, and then people can endorse or disagree with it with a red or a green dot. We'll have this for each of the main areas. So you see the same sort of context. We will have copies of the report physically. We will have staff there to answer questions. And so that's what we're hoping to do for the in-person event at Cove. So this in the Padlet and the in-person charrette will replicate one another. What we will do as staff is collect all of that feedback, highlight and collate it, and include where we saw endorsements or disagreements. And then when we come back to all of you for evaluating the different ideas, you'll have that information, you'll be able to vote, and we'll talk about what that survey entails. So to sum up the charrettes, we have all the different advertisement materials emailed to you earlier today. Please distribute. We have the online version ready to go, and it will be live starting on the 30th through the 12th. And we will have the posters ready for the in-person event at Cove on November 9th. Any questions, thoughts, or feedback about any of these items? Make sense? Okay. If you have any challenges, or if you know anybody who's having any challenges, let us know. But like I said, the video explainer will help and should make it pretty clear. It's pretty intuitive stuff. Worst case scenario, if folks are like, I'm not sure about the online thing, just send them to Cove or have them reach out to us. Okay. All right. With that, let's talk about the survey. So this is also where I need your help. We need your help. As you may remember, part of your task as a committee, not only as the advisory committee, but also the steering committee, is to take a look at all the ideas that we're going to collect and essentially try to evaluate their merit. Like, is this going to work? Is this a good idea? Is this address the issue that we're interested in? We established the criteria that we're going to look at for evaluating each one of those interventions. That criteria is set. They are in the 7 areas of impact on outcomes, promotes equity, complementary, investment, etc., with explainers that we established together. What this survey does is it gives a reflection of what you perceive to be important when you're evaluating things. There's some background here, some instructions on how to do it. We need your contact information so that if things are incomplete or we see that you enter more than one, or if you have questions, we can get a hold of you. And then there's another video explainer, this time featuring me, a much worse instructional video compared to Emily Matillo. I'm sure you all agree, explaining how to use the tool. Long story short with this, you enter a number into each one of these boxes. All together, they have to add up to 100. If they do not add up to 100, you will be kicked back into the survey until all of these add up to 100. You could, if you would like, put 100 in one box and 0 in the rest. That's okay. Well, I hope you wouldn't do that, but it's up to you about how much weight you want to give any particular measure. So if, for example, stakeholder support, this is something the community wants, is more important to you, you have the ability to give it more of a weight, okay? Once we get all of your feedback, we will average that feedback, and that will finalize the weights for scoring. So what does that mean? Let's say that stakeholder support comes in at the highest percentage, because that's what we're doing, is we're establishing a percentage out of 100. You just put in a number, don't worry about percent, just between 0 and 100. And that is the highest number. That means that if something scores higher in stakeholder support, it's going to get more weight in the final evaluation. Therefore, when we prioritize different ideas, when you all do your review process, we'll get a rank order list of what the advisory committee and the steering committee have determined as being things that they want to see addressed in future work. And that will comprise the action plan. Like I said, there's a video, some more context. Shouldn't take you more than 2 minutes. We will collect all that information, and then when we come back to you, we will have a list of interventions that the community identified by each of the 5 areas. And all you have to do is go in and rank those ideas by scoring along each of these domains. It should be pretty user-friendly when you get to it, okay? It's another online survey tool. And then that way we're capturing all of your collective thinking and evaluating what ideas should bubble to the top and are deserving of focus. Okay. Any questions, thoughts, feedback about this survey? Is it, does it make sense? Are you concerned? Are you confused? Any questions for us? Okay. So that's it. Really what we need you to do is distribute information on the charrettes, fill out the survey. We welcome you to participate in the charrettes, but as the advisory committee, realize that also you are providing feedback on people's ideas. So really what we would like to have happen is that you create the opportunity to prioritize what should be followed up on. And then in future work, we are likely going to recommend in our action plan that some version of this, the advisory committee, stay together and continue to work on the action plan to try to implement some of these things. That's part of our goal here. So you all are a representative group of folks in the community trying to address these issues. We want that to continue. This is a way to figure out what you need to focus in on and what the community might be interested in. All right. Any questions for us? Thoughts, concerns, things generally regarding the CHNA and action plan work?
Lauren, did I miss when you want the survey back? Did I miss a time frame for getting it back from us?
No, that's a good point. I think in the next couple of weeks is fine. At least by the end of the charrettes, which is November 12th.
Okay. Thanks.
Sure. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns? Okay. Easy peasy. Look at that, right? So let us know if you have any questions. Again, please, please, please send out information through your channels on the charrettes. Get people to participate. And if there's anything else that you need, you know where to find us. All right. Thanks, everyone. You have an hour, basically like 70 minutes back. So have fun this afternoon or get an extra long lunch. I don't know. All right. Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.